Bella Brandra, top of the hour. Welcome back. This is Baze Radio .co.ke, Kenya's #1 online radio station, and my good name is Silva Kido. Finally, we've been waiting for this day. I've been looking forward for a special day whereby I'll have a sit down with my only lovely sister doing amazing things. I'm talking about Anita Soina. Msichana kuna CV moja hapa amazing sana. Anita Soina, climate and SDG Ace advocate, green youngest candidate for the position of Member of Parliament, Kenya's election 2000, is it 2022, right? Yes, at the general election, as well global youth champion, sanitation and water for all. Thank you for that, Anita. As well, founder the Soina Foundation, founder Spice Warriors, climate and environmental organization, Kenya and Tanzania, sustainability influencer, single. Anita, Baze Radio. Anita, welcome to Baze Radio .co.ke. Hiyo single ni keyword.
Mtu wangu akisikia hii anaweza jam vibaya.
Kwani mtu wako anasikia Kiswahili? Sinasikia ni mzungu.
No, that's a lie.
Mbona unaificha hiyo kidogo?
Mzungu. Not really.
Kwani wazungu sio binadamu ama sio type yako?
No, like it's not true.
They're not your type?
No, like it's not true.
Oh, it's not true?
Labda hata sina mtu. It's bad.
All right, Anita, welcome to Baze Radio .co.ke.
Thank you very
much. How do you feel to be here?
I feel so great to be here. I mean, it's my first time here. So, I mean, it feels great.
How's the afternoon? How's the afternoon
My
going?
afternoon is good.
It's good?
Yes.
You're looking lovely as well, by the way.
Thank you. Yeah.
All right, Anita, just to take you back, what is happening in the country. It's 1 year plus. 1 year plus right now. The government, Kenya Kwanza government, imekuwa ikirun the country. A lot of things. Manifesto kiangalia the government, kulikuwa na youth, kulikuwa na women, kulikuwa na opportunity, kuna infrastructures, kuna so many. I know you went through the manifesto of Kenya Kwanza government, right? But 1 year right now, ukiangalia scorecard, ukiangalia Kenya Kwanza government, you as Anita Soina, you're a future leader, a Kenyan resident, are we moving in the right direction? What is your scorecard, by the way?
Out of 10? I think I'm not in the right position to give a scorecard because for me, I believe we are only 2 years too. I'm one of the people that supported this government, by the way, during the campaigns, and I'm one of the people who wanted to see this government be in power. What I can say is the government has its own positives and maybe I can say negatives as well. Or maybe I can say there are some areas where maybe the government needs to improve. But for me, as somebody who is a patriotic citizen, I wish this government all the best because when they deliver, then we are okay. So I can say what is there is a few challenges here and there that every new government would have, and maybe just there need to be some few adjustments for us to be able to be better than where we are right now. But I'm so hopeful and very positive that after 5 years, we are able to see a difference.
You sure?
Kido, I'm hoping.
Are we hopeless?
I'm not hopeless. That's why I said I'm positive. I have not given up.
The bottom-up economic transformation agenda.
Yes.
Ni kama imekuwa tena, I don't know, is it up, down, I don't know. Tuko hapo tu katikati because same.
That's why I said from where I sit at an individual capacity, I feel like there are just few areas that need to be corrected. And especially because this is a government that campaigned on a bottom-up agenda, and especially on issues that are affecting the person that is at the bottom. But like I said, if those few things are adjusted, then I think we'll be moving well.
All right, hopefully we'll be moving forward as a country. Hopefully Kenya Kwanza government will deliver, coming back with more details. But for now, I've got Mungu Peke by Nyashinsky playing on Baze Radio .co.ke. What's your favorite song?
It has to be a Kalenjin song. So, yeah.
All right. Mi sitaki kumbali na we, far away, Yozowo playing on Baze Radio .co.ke. Coming next for you, Unanipende ya Nini, Otile Brown featuring Baraka the Prince. If you're tuning in right now, I've been joined by one and only Anita Soina, green MP. Anita, pale online mambo imechemka. Of course, we're waiting to see the Finance Bill 2024 being presented in Parliament. But for now, it's under, the public participation. And there is a debate going online. Even you yesterday went ahead and tweeted about the motor vehicle tax. The proposed under motor vehicle tax is that we will see under insurance moving from comprehensive to third party, reduction of insurance penetration from 3% to third lowest in SSA, as well fake insurance plus fraud, increase of pocket cost, safety concerns due to the cost of cutting. Why? What do you think? What do you have in mind about the motor vehicle tax 2.5?
I think my biggest issue is that we have the cap, which says 2.5%, but capped to 100,000. So Kido, if you're driving your 4 million machine, you're likely to pay about 100,000. The same person who is driving a machine worth more than what, let's say 20 million, for example, will also pay 100,000. So I think that's... I may not be a finance guru or something. I may not have studied anything related to that, but I think that's where really most Kenyans see a problem, because first, the motor vehicle tax itself is already a burden, but the other bit is it's not really fair. It's like you're locking the people from a certain class are safer as compared to people at the bottom, and that's why I feel like.
So are those who are favored?
Yeah, definitely. Because if I'm driving a 20 million machine and I'm paying 100,000, and if someone paying 2 million, driving a 2 million car, will pay 50,000. So two people make. So that's where I see the problem. That's why I say it has to be reviewed, and it has to be intentional. I think also we have to ask our leaders and maybe people who've been able to go through the entire finance bill to details, because I feel like sometimes we focus on the loud issues. Last time we had the housing that was controversial, and we get not to see other things that are deeper in that. Right now, the one that is loud is the motor vehicle tax and all that. And I think just to say that I know that the president has mentioned severally that we also want to be a country that depends on itself, and we cannot depend on ourselves when we are not giving tax. And one thing I know is Kenyans are happy to pay tax if the taxes work for them. So, and this brings...
Are you sure it will work for us?
That's why I'm saying Kenyans are happy to pay taxes as long as the taxes are working for them. I'm sure right now the biggest issue is not about really paying tax. It's about I am paying tax, but I'm still getting poor services. So I think that's why I said I have faith in government, this current government, but if only they correct some few things. Try and reduce corruption that we have from, almost every offices. How are the counties managing the funds that they are given? So I think when we look at those issues, it becomes better. If the counties are going to use the funds that are given well, if the ministries are going to use the resources well and make sure that they're intentional and it works for the people, trust me, you will not see many people complain about paying taxes. So it's not really about kulipa ushuru, it's about ushuru inifanyia kazi. And I think once we work on that, people are happy to pay taxes.
Is it okay
but not over-taxation as well.
Over-taxation as well. Is it okay for maandamano to take place against the finance bill?
I think one thing I will encourage Kenyans is let us also, before we go to the maandamano way, public participation, are we part of it?
Wakenya watawacha kwenda kazi mwende kusikiza mambo ya finance.
Sasa basi una time basi usilalamike. That's the point. You don't have time basi usilalamike. So I think it's about, let us be interested in being informed about the things that govern us. Let us be interested in these issues. Ndio tujue even in public participation tunachangia aje, so that it's not just complaints and we don't see it. So I'm like, we have been given a chance for public participation. So tuitumie vizuri.
All right. Statistically, just to update you, 88% of Kenyans support introduction of 2.5 6% motor vehicle tax while 81% oppose. According to Infotrak, Wakenya ni kama wamekataa hii story. Umenipendea nini? Otile Brown featuring Baraka the Prince playing right now on Baze Radio to see all the key. Otile Brown, Baraka the Prince playing on Baze Radio to see the key. Anita amesema yeye mambo ya mapenzi. Ama namna gani?
Mzuri sijasema, ni wewe unanisemea.
Nyuma ya curtain unakataa. Do you have a special do you want me to dedicate you a special song? Apart from ile akikale umesema unataka.
Apparently if I want you to dedicate a song, it has to be again Prince Inda, so there's something about me.
Story told dark and handsome. Itawaisha kweli.
Gani?
Are you crushing on Prince Inda kwani?
No, he does good music.
It's allowed, it's fine.
He does
relax.
good music.
It's about the music alone?
Yeah, it's about the music.
What about personality?
He's a nice person. His performance as well. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know much about his, like, we are not friends, so I don't know much about him, but I like his music.
All right, he's my friend. Talk to me nicely. Okay. Welcome back to Baze Radio to see the K. If you're tuning in right now, I've been joined by Anita Soina, Green MP. Anita, you know what is happening in Rwanda, in Sudan, you know, in Congo? It was started by when our leaders, made comments, remarks dividing, this issue of tribalism, sana when elected leaders wanaanza kusema sisi ni wa mirengo hii, sisi ni wa kama hii. We saw even the other day, a very close friend to President Ruto, Farouk Kibet, calling Kenyans to embrace love and unity. Na wache wa shut down history ya tribalism, Are our leaders uniting us as Kenyans?
Kido, I can say we have different types of leaders. Not all of them are dividing us, and not all of them are uniting us. So I think I personally don't see a problem when we unite together. I mean, as communities or something. But I see a problem when we unite together as communities trying to fight other communities. I mean, uniting together as a community is not a problem, but it's a problem when you're trying to do it negatively at an expense of other communities. And the majority leader just said the other day in the Honorable Kimani Ichung'wah that we have come from so far. If we look at some of the incidents that we have had as a country before we even mention other countries like the 207, where, I'm one of the people who saw really, really bad things during that year. We had one of our houses was burnt down and all that. So I know how it feels, and for me, I think it's just a matter of leaders now styling up and at least let's have free movement where people can move from one region to another, but also let's try and not go around with ethnic words, especially the ones that are negative, that are fueling tribal wars and all that. So it's also about respecting the people that did elect you there, because we as the people cannot struggle to come this far and be united for you as our leaders to try and divide us. So for me, I think we are playing our part as citizens. Tunapendana. You've seen sisi kwa sisi. We are there for each other irrespective of where we come from. So I think it's also our leaders should lead
by example.
Exactly.
Actually, they're supposed to unite us.
Yes.
Yeah. Talking about in the post-election, you mentioned something about the post-election violence in 2007. Mm-hmm. Have you recovered? Have you moved on from the past?
Yeah. So I think I was lucky not to see a lot, but it was in one of the towns in Bomet County. That time we stayed in an estate where one of the people was not supporting one of the teams, and when they burnt down the house, it burnt like all the houses around, and you can imagine how ugly it is. But for me, it's not even about the fact that I was young. Mm-hmm. I was age 7, 8, thereabout. Mm-hmm. But it's not even about me and my experience. It's about what we see. It's about what we have seen across the country. Mm-hmm. It's about the effects of war that we've seen from other people. It's about even other countries, what's happening. So it's something ugly that we wouldn't want to go back there, whether because of our experiences or not.
All right, we're coming back with more on the next few, but for now, I've got some vibes on Vibe by Njerea featuring BT playing on Baze Radio to see you the KE. Vibes on Vibes. Njerea featuring BT playing on Baze Radio to see you the KE. 8:53 minutes past 3 p.m. You're coming to an end of this amazing conversation with one and only Anita Soina. Anita, you representing the youth, you know. What is happening to the youth of this country? We've seen the other day a young man, a motorist, allegedly beating up a traffic police officers. What is happening to our youth? Do we need to have a sit down with the youth? What is happening to our youth? Because wakiongelea mambo ya drugs abuse, youths wanatajwa. Wakiongelea mambo ya unemployment, youths wanatajwa. Wakiongelea mambo ya indiscipline, youths wanatajwa. Youths ndio wamefungwa pale Inda, youths ndio wanauliwa innocently. What is happening to our youth?
I think we are living in very, very challenging times. So many things happening. People struggling to put food on the table and so many other challenges. So in one way or another, we find ourselves in a situation where, maybe we are angry, tukona hasira because of so many things. But also it can be people as just how they are. But I can say it's just so many challenges. We're living in hard times. Affording meals is not easy. Even the finances, planning the little finances that we have, people surviving from hand to mouth. I think it's just about the surrounding and just feeling like we are locked in a box where we must survive. Mm-hmm. And it's happening, I think, across, not just in Kenya.
What do you feel like government should do more?
First of all, I think I will start with I'd like to speak about young people who are in leadership position. It's a high time that we come down and be friends with these young people. I think also because of generations have changed. How our parents used to grow up is not the same as how other generations that came after them grew up. It's not the same as how we are growing up. Growing up for other people could be children belong to the community, and so the community came together to bring up the children. Right now, everybody for themselves and all that. So I think we need a society approach. All of us, before we say government, but what are we doing as a society? And also the issues of mental health are on the rise, but are we talking about them? Are we giving them attention? Are we listening to people? When people come out and talk about their issues, how are we reacting to them? Are we making them feel bad because they had the courage to talk about their issues? So that's one. Second, I think for, like I said, leaders, it's time that we start becoming friends so that we understand the people that we represent, the young people that we use them to get to power, to understand the challenges they have and how we can be able to solve them.
Okay. Is the government creating enough employment? Is actually the government creating employment?
Let me ask you, Kido, how is the government supposed to create employment? For me, I think it's also what is also employment. And employment has been a bigger challenge, and it didn't start today. It's something that has started over time, and it continues to become worse, and also because of the growing population. And that's why you see that we export labor to other regions. We are exporting labor to other countries, to Western countries and all that. Because also, even if I was in that position, I have to ask myself, how can I create these jobs? And that's why I feel like we have to also appreciate the young people who are creating jobs. Young people are equally creating jobs. They are entrepreneurs, and they have businesses, and they're employing other people. So I think what the government needs to do most is to invest in industries that can give jobs. In the agriculture sector, the whole value chain, there can be a lot of jobs, healthcare, hospitality. So the government should invest in the sectors that are likely to employ more young people. I think that's...
All right, Anita, as we wind up this conversation, one word, one message to a Kenyan youth who's listening to you right now.
borrowing from one famous quote, don't ask what your country will do for you, ask what you'll do for your country. I think let us come together and think, what is that I can do for my country? Because when you do it for your country, you're also doing it for another individual and for another young person. Let us try. I know it's hard, it's equally hard on our side, but let us just keep trying. Let us not lose hope. Let us keep the focus, because mbele itakuwa sawa.
Mbele iko sawa. It's high time you step up, create your own opportunity, look for something you can do. Thank you, Anita, for passing by on Baze Radio to see the KE. I know you didn't have enough time, but we'll look for you after your trip to Morocco. I know you're heading to Morocco for something amazing. We won't discuss that, but I'll look for you on your arrival back from Morocco. For the Baze Radio listeners, thank you so much for tuning on Baze Radio. Till next time, same place, same time, tupatane kesho from 1 p.m. to 4 p.m. Thank you so much for the love. But for now, Nyar Jadwong, Prince Inda, Anita Soina, favorite crush, playing on Baze Radio. That's you.
This is Baze Radio.
We are 254 to the core.